Hello again. I'm back with my brother LS14 sewing machine, and this one I'm going to show you how to thread up your sewing machine correctly. This is my spool of thread, and you'll find a good quality make will have a sticker on one side which is closed and nothing on the bottom. So for example, this is a Gutterman, and then I have other brands which you might see there in the corner who have nothing on them, no stickers or any sort of markings to indicate the front, the top or the bottom. Now if you understand thread, you'll know that it's a twist. Okay, so when you look for thread, you look for the twist on the thread. You don't have to worry about that. Here I have a sew all thread, and it's 100% polyester. That's a good thread to use. Cotton snaps easily and it fades colour. We've moved with times are now that polyester thread is good. It holds the colour well and it holds washes well. So let's get back to the stickers. So we've got the sticker on the top, and that thread will then go on the spindle like that. And if you don't have a sticker on yours, what you do have to look for is your thread coming from behind. Modern machines actually have numbers and arrows on there which you might be able to see, and they will guide you to threading up your machine. So we're going to follow it round, use two hands and listen for the clicks. So there's a spring up here that holds your thread in. If you bring your thread round here, bring it round the tension discs and pull it up, you can feel a little bit of a tension there already. You want to swing your thread, so holding it up vertically, swing it from the right round the back to the left, following the arrow on the picture, and then pull it towards you, and that I know is the thread is on the hook. Now if you remember when I told you in the last video, this hook must always be at the top. I have a groove on my hand wheel that will tell me my hook is in the highest position. Don't think about the needle. We're not worried about the needle. We don't talk about needles in the right place at Abby's Den. We worry about this hook. So bring the thread down, and then this is a very common mistake and it's missed a lot. There is a hook just above the needle, and I don't think I've come across a machine. I'm an engineer and I repair machines. I don't think I've come across a make or model that doesn't have a hook just above the needle. Again, it's going back to the understanding of a machine. You need vertical thread. So even though it's coming from over there, the thread is actually coming down. It's up and down. That's what vertical is, up and down. So we want it to come down in a straight line. So that hook there helps us keep that thread in a straight line, so we can hold it with two hands like this, and I'm going to swing it round the hook, and there I have it threaded up. I'll bring the thread through the needle. Now I'm not into licking thread. Since I've been teaching the last few years, I don't lick the thread, I just cut it. And if you cut it with sharp scissors, if you get yourself a good brand, good make of scissors, again it will cost you a little bit. These cost me I think £9 on Amazon. That's not really expensive, and they've lasted me years, absolute years, and I use them in my sewing classes and the kids use them, and I've not needed to sharpen them. When I pull on my thread, I should feel a tension on there. I have a cutter on the side of my machine. Not all machines have them. I will pull this cut thread and I'll swing it round the cutter, and it will cut my thread for me. And that's how much tail, that's what we call this, tail thread, is how much I need. So that's the top threaded. Now I'm going to show you how to fill your bobbin. So let's place our thread onto our thread spindle. So here's our thread spindle, lifted it up, out and ready. And we're going to use the instructions either from our manual or those on modern machines displayed on here. We bring it through the guide here, through the spring, and then it shows me to crisscross around and then bring it towards the bobbin spindle here. Now this is a guide which you don't need to worry about at this stage. We'll learn about it a bit more later, but all it's there for is a guide to tell me how much to fill my bobbin. So on this bobbin, let me see if you can see, there's a hole. Now these are the bobbins that came in my machine. There's a hole there. Now I call these bits flanges because that's what they are. So these, the top bit and the bottom bit. I want to feed the thread through the flanges and up into that hole. So I'll do that now. So through the flanges and up through the hole, and catch it on the other side. I was trying to do it through the dots, and you can see there it's gone through there. Pop it on there. Do not let go of your thread at this point. So we're holding on to that thread, and I'm going to push this bobbin towards the guide, and you'll hear it click there. If I switch the machine on, what happens when I've pushed that against the guide, the machine, the sewing part of the machine has been disengaged. What that means is this isn't going to go up and down. You want that disengaged. So whatever model you've got of machine, you want that disengaged. So some might have a button on the side, some might have a wheel on the side that you've got to turn, but make sure that's not going up and down when you're filling your bobbin. So let's go back to this. We're going to fill it up for a little bit, and then we'll stop and remove this thread. That should be enough. Let's cut that thread away and continue. Let's pull that away from the guide, remove that bobbin, and I'll cut the thread away and leave a long tail for the moment. Leave that to the side, and let's get back to threading the machine up. So we're going to make sure the hook's at the top and that our presser foot is up. Take the bobbin lid off, and we're going to put this in going anti-clockwise using the image and the etched image there. I'm going to drop it in, and then what happens is there's a small hook here, and that's our tension spring, and you can see that arrow in the direction we want to go, and then give it a pull, and I can feel a tension on my bobbin thread. Okay, leave those be for a second, and we're going to grab with our left hand our top thread, and with my right hand I am going to do a full rotation on the balance wheel, bringing it towards me so the groove goes all the way back up to the top. And essentially what I've done is I've formed a stitch. What that means is the bottom thread comes up and joins the top thread and forms a stitch between our fabric, but because there is no fabric there, I've picked up a loop. Now you can't do that twice, you can only do it once, so if you get it wrong, take the bobbin out and do that again. Let's put that lid back on, and that's our machine ready for sewing. Let me show you here the pedal. Okay, so when you've plugged your machine in, you'll have a pedal like this. Now I'm going to show you with my hand because I might be able to show you with my foot, but so here's the pedal. Let me show you. This hand, if you imagine, that's my heel and these are my toes. Let me show you the pedal first before we go forward. So this is the pedal, it's a wedge, and it's attached to the side of the machine there. If I put the pedal on the floor like that, let me see if I can move that down a little bit. What I need to do is put my foot on the pedal. Now that's the heel of my foot, and there are my toes. Keep the now you find your comfort place, but I like to keep my heel on the floor. Rest my foot gently on there, and press gently. I'm going to switch the machine off so we don't accidentally start the machine. And then just press gently, like that. The harder I press, so the further down I go, the faster the machine will go. And I can press it lightly to control the machine slowly. And that's what you should do with your practice fabric. Learn to go fast and slow and with the pedal.